Start, Uma, you can start.
Namaste and good evening to one and all. Welcome to Leaders Connect 360 DD on episode LC0164. Leaders Connect 360 is CSR initiative by BIJA Training and organized by Mark Leadership. My name is Uma and I'm an HR professional. Leaders Connect 360 started with a specific objective of inviting 1,000 plus leaders and create a million leaders. It is an online hub where every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. we learn from top management leaders on Zoom Live, and once in a quarter in each city, we have an offline networking meet to network, support, and grow with the leaders. That's when we call it Leaders Create More Leaders. Currently, all are muted, and we will be giving you an opportunity to speak to our author of the month, Mrs. Tapaswinee Choudhary, author, inner child parenting coach, and panel discussion leader, Mr. Kaleeswaran Kamaraj, founder and director, Ookkam Foundation. Before you are unmuted, let me share that we are currently live on LinkedIn, and this episode, LC0164, is being recorded. First-time visitors may click on the WhatsApp, Facebook, and LinkedIn links on the chat box to get updates by joining us in creating more leaders. All in-house are requested to turn on your videos, which will help in making the episode highly interactive. So, are we all ready to interact with our author of the month and panel discussion leader? Then share a thumbs up or smiley emoji in the chat box. Thank you. Before the introduction of the guest, let me also introduce Mr. Pankaj, Managing Partner. BIJA Training will interact with our author along with the panel discussion leader, Mr. Kaleeswaran. I shall welcome you all. Over to you, Mr. Pankaj.
Thank you so much, Uma. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all on behalf of BIJA Training, the Master Leadership, and the Leaders Connect. And special welcome to our guest today, Ms. Tapaswinee Choudhary, to take out time and going to share her experience about her book. So we welcome you, Ms. Tapaswinee, to the forum.
Thank you so much, Pankaj. I'm glad to have you in this forum of Leaders Connect and connecting. Yes, of course, the tagline that which you people had kept it. Connect leaders gets more leaders. That's absolutely true, and that's how we empower each other. So thank you so much for having me in this forum.
Thank you so much. So as everybody knows that, last week of every month, we have an author wherein we get to know the, what was the thought behind writing that book. And, that helps us understand the gist of that book. So today we have Ms. Tapaswinee and we have Mr. Kaleeswaran, who is our panel discussion leader. So we welcome you once again, Mr. Kaleeswaran, to the forum as well. Welcome, Kaleeswaran.
Thank you so much, Pankaj, for your.
Okay, so as we move forward, we are going to have an official welcome video for our guest. So, Mr. Arul, can you please have the welcome video for our guest and our panel discussion leader, please? Arul?
Yeah, just a minute.
Yeah, please. Okay. So please welcome once again officially our guest, Ms. Tapaswinee and Mr. Kaleeswaran. Welcome. So, as the topic, the book today itself says that we are going to know that there are no laws of parenting. So, the topic itself is very interesting. And yes, for sure, anybody and everybody in this room who are parents should be able to, assess themselves and, resonate with what we are going to learn today. So, yes, I'm very much interested in learning that, yes, there are no laws of parenting. So, over to you, Mr. Kaleeswaran, to take this panel discussion forward with Ms. Tapaswinee. Over to you, Kaleeswaran.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pankaj, Arul, for the great invite, especially with the video invite. Really great. And good evening, Tapaswini, for the
Very
wonderful
good.
discussion. I'm really happy that I'm able to resonate to the topic which you are into the practice of inner child healing and parenting, which is very close to me since I'm working on the counseling and working with parents, children. I'm really great to connect with you. It's a very interesting book, No. But you know that why do you keep the book name No Loss of the Parenting? No, the difference.
That's a called phonological ambiguity. Let's
Great.
people think what is that exactly for them. Okay. But however, when they see the book name itself, it's clear that what is that when you say it. But when they hear no, it's
No,
kind of
yeah.
So as per their model of the world, they will think, yes, know the rules of parenting or laws of parenting, or no, the laws
No.
of parenting. So based on your model of the world, you will pick it. Based on my model of the world, I'll pick it. So that's how being guided, and in this whole journey, without support, without the right person who will keep you guiding, we won't be able to go. So my whole journey towards my NLP and parenting and book writing with my book coach and many trainers and leaders together as the Leaders Connect leaders. So that's how we are here also, part of it. However, this book also is a part of my baby, part of that journey itself. So because every parent have the different model of the world, as I said. So based on their, mindset, they will pick it. And the other part is there is no cookie cutter recipe for any of the parenting.
Yeah, I've read
Yes.
that tagline. Every bike, every
Yes.
cycle is different to ride.
Absolutely. That's why I run another also show of mine, which says that my child, my parenting. There is no such that my child and your parenting will not work for me also.
Exactly.
So I believe in this formula, and that's how this book is.
Great definitions and the explanation about why you kept name. That is one of the thing which attracts people to know. So people can choose according to their name. It's a really great thing. Define book in one line. How would you describe it in one line?
I would say it's a holistic parenting approach, and the one-liner would be alleviate your inner parent by balancing and staying rooted with the tradition and modernity together.
Yeah, that's great. What are the pillars of parenting based on which the parenting will stand strong, or how do you say that pillars of parenting?
The first thing the child requires from a parent is your unconditional love and affection. And of course, that also includes your trust.
Exactly.
Over here, your the way you are nurturing, it must include the child must feel safe and trust, that is love and affection in this part. The second pillar would be how you're structuring, because generally we think parenting is easy. However, we face a lot of challenges, and this says that when you structure it properly, and that structure says your boundaries, the routines, and the stability. That needs to have these three things again, needs to have a consistency. So this will go under your structure.
Okay.
So second pillar. Third pillar would be the most important pillar, that is your communication. And the communication is both the ways, that is the open dialogue, and the most important, you are listening to your child, active listening. So these are the three most important pillars based on which, if the parenting can stand extremely strong, and a healthy parenting can be parent-child relationship.
That's great. When you're talking about communication, that is the key thing with the connection between the children and parent. One thing which you shared about the trust, that is the one of the great pillar, I would say, since you start with it. Since from sharing my personal experience, some children's not able to share their traumatic experience with the parents because the lack of trust. So I really appreciate that one of the pillar get into this parenting.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. Parents keep telling, I'm a good parent, I'm a bad parent. What would you like to say about these statements?
There is, my start of the book itself is from that way, and that's a amazing start that it has been started with. And it says there is no such good parent or bad parent. Either it is a aware parent or a unaware parent.
Nicely coined.
That's all. That's the one statement is more than enough. Whether you are aware, so that you are doing or you are not doing, or you are not aware, so that you are doing or not doing anything. You chose to do that.
Exactly. That is a great, when we say about parenting, say each parenting is different, as you shared. I used to hear from a lot of people, I'm a bad. They get into the guilt trip. As you said, there is no good and bad. It's about aware and unaware. I coined those two. That's very good. The next thing is, how can we nurture strong parent and child relationship? How we can nurture in the modern society?
Yeah, it's been spoken in the starting, the question number, I think so. Third, that is, however, that's one main parenting thing would be the communication. The base of it. When you have that proper communication with your child, and the relationship that builds your relationships. For that's how we guide our parents, saying minimum one parent, one child basis, 10 to 30 minutes. That much only time, if you can connect and spare per day in this, hustle and bustle world, in this fast running world, that would be great to have a parent-child relationship. That's a good way to nurture.
Okay, that's great. As you said, the communication is a base for the child and the parent. You nicely put it in your way. Okay. I've heard a strong statement from you. How does inner child is related to parenting? Since you are an inner child healer and a parenting coach, how that statement from you, that how does inner child is related to the parenting?
Yeah. So hope we have heard this, sentence saying, my child is my mirror.
Yeah.
Right. When you say this, what does that mean? When you are so proud to say that sentence, isn't it? So that also includes the positive, the resourceful and the unresourceful. That's how we say rather positive and negative, right? So the resourceful behavior and the unresourceful behavior, the child is carrying both the behavior of yours. Something that you are not able to see, or you have overcome that by the time you are an adult. However, the child, when you are seeing in the child, we think that, the unresourceful behavior of the child, we think that we blame the child, we blame the kids, right? So, but that is seeded and also nurtured by the parent itself. I used to, in my initial phase, I used to work in as an only parenting coach, which was like, completely incomplete, that was. Yes. And because parents used to think, do some kind of magic and make my child a perfect model. However, the seed is inside you. I won't be, able to mold and fold, because you would be spending most of the time with the child. So that needs to be empty and nurtured, re-nurtured, in fact, from the parent, and then slowly and gradually then can be cultivated towards the child. So that's how the parenting would be the, the most strongest parenting. And one liner from my book coach, I would like to mention this, that my book coach had said that heal yourself before you are a mother. Parent, of course, it is for the parent, but for the mother especially, because the mother will carry the child completely the whole 9 months. So for both of the parent, if they can heal before they're a mother, that's the best way to start their parenting journey. So that's how inner child is the most important part of, as it is also called mother of all healing.
Mother of all, great. It's a great experience sharing. Can you share any of your experience with the parents or child, so that people able to relate in their day-to-day cases? That would be great. Okay.
So any examples you want me to give you, right? So let me tell you, let me say my child is, not listening to me. That's one of the very simple, but very,
yes, of course. My child is not listening to me. They are not obedient to me.
Yeah, very tough. Very simple, but very tough to handle by the parent. Isn't it?
Yes.
And here what happens is the child is addicted with so much of blabbering from the parent.
Okay.
So much of, that loud voices. The mother is kept on, that's, let's me talk about only mother, not to go on the father, first of all, because nature only we can take it. So here when we are, taking the mother's nature, and the mother is kept on saying, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. So the child can hear it regularly, that thing. Why don't you do this? Why can't you come here? Why don't you do your own task? Everything having a lot of inner voice in the child. The child shuts the capacity by knowingly itself.
Okay.
That I don't want you to hear anymore. My mom always keeps on screaming like this. Let me not hear. So that's how the child will have that, that loud inner voice inside that will keep on going inside his head, and the child will have the low confidence completely. You will see in that child use low confidence, no self-confidence at all.
Okay.
So where is that it's leading to? Simply without listening to, leading to the low confidence of the child, and slowly the child will stop listening. Stop listening is the activity you can see, but later on you will see very goodly, nicely that the child is having the very low self-esteem and low self-confidence.
Okay.
So that's where we start working on the parent, and slowly and gradually we move on to the child. And both my parenting and reparenting journey clubs together to make this work for.
Yes. It's great, when you're talking about the parenting the child, the healing starts from the parenting itself. As we discussed, it starts from as a parent. That is nicely put it in a way. I've read it in your book that embracing the traditional and modernity. So you have coined those things, the traditional and the modernity. We need to mix it up to blend a new thing according to each parent or each child. So can you please explain more about the mixing the traditional root and the modernity in your experience?
Yes. How it works is, modernity, we want it from the world. Because we don't want it to go out of modern. Means that, that outdated kind of parent or a child also. However, being traditional is something that it will keep you grounded, keep you rooted. Due to this will help us to, connected with our family, nature.
Yes.
And what is that main thing that we say in healing also is stay connected as max as you can with the nature.
That's great.
Okay. So rooted means a lot of things it includes. And when it comes to tradition, of course, our tradition has everything natural, most of the things natural. And it has that connection thing. When we feel connected with people, we won't feel lonely anymore. And lonely is one of the biggest challenge, that when you are surrounded with lakhs and lakhs of people, but you feel lonely from your inside because you are not connected with your family, with your own tradition, with your own roots. That's how it makes a not only a small difference, huge difference in the parenting and the self-parenting also. It's not only for the kids parenting, it's for adults parenting.
Exactly.
Yes, self-parenting.
That's
how
great.
it works.
Connecting to the nature, connecting to the surrounding, it's a key thing as you connected. It's a general question I used to hear that my child is always using the mobile. My child is always watching the cartoon. These kind of general question. How do I stop it? We know as a professional, we know where it starts from. So from your experience, how as a parent need to behave in such a way that instead of you stop using, you should not use that, you should not use mobile. How we can create more healthy environment to reduce the screen.
Got it. Let's go back to the initial phase. When the child is born, how many parents have you seen just for their own comfort, they are just showing mobile and feeding? In fact, even just for to have the food, they are feeding the child.
Exactly.
Just for their own work, because nowadays most of the parents, not all parents, I would say, most of the parents are working. Okay, or they wanted to work, so they are working towards to wanted to work. So for their own convenience, they are simply giving the mobile and making the child sit. Right. So
yes,
when you open this, it's a huge topic itself.
Yeah,
However, to make it short, there are a couple of things it works. That is the second pillar. I already said structure and consistency. Structure and consistency says your boundaries for make a timeline to this much time you are supposed to watch. In fact, what to watch, that also you can define. Also, in the third thing, keep a routine to the child. Sometimes here and there, that's absolutely, be flexible with that also.
Okay.
And be consistent to that. 1 day, 2 day, 5 days will not work. You being a parent needs to consistently do that, so that the child would be in a habit to apply and inculcate that behavior, habit.
Yeah. Since the creating and changing a behavior, it requires a lot of time, lot of effort. Morely, it's about consistency. So the effort, exactly. So it takes more time to change the until that it has to be a healed parenting is highly recommended for them to take care of that. It's really great. I know this is a short span of time to discuss the big topic. However, this is great to interact and know more about parenting, to mix up with the traditional and modernity. So, shall we proceed for a rapid fire?
Sure.
However
I can.
Yes. Yeah. Is parenting being easy?
Most of the parents says no. In fact, my experience, not at all. Yes, no way, not at all.
Okay. So can we ride kids as how we want?
No, they are
Okay.
not our puppies, puppets.
Yeah. They have their own way to grow. They are separate human beings. Great. How to cultivate happy parenting?
One word over here would be self-care of the parent.
Mm,
When the
that's
parent
really
will have
great.
the self-care, the parent can
Mm-mm.
inculcate the better parenting.
Mm. Great.
I'll have in the mindset, to
Mm-mm.
inculcate the right parenting style.
Mm. Yeah, as you shared, it's a healing process. It is
Not
both
only
parent.
healing here, healing is
Mm.
the major part, I would say. However,
Mm-mm.
every small bit, having a tea in a calm environment, I want that for me. Example, okay. So I'll have a tea.
Great.
That's my self-care for me. I'll just go
Absolutely.
for a walk daily. I'll do exercise daily. That's the self-care for me. For you, whatever the way you feel happy to, inculcate in your life and you feel happy. That's how you feel. No, I am fulfilled. It's not like I'm giving my whole life to my kids. So self-care is one word for that.
That's great. We can easily, children, they're growing by seeing. So while taking care of us, they will see and they grow in a healthy way. So next thing, how to balance technology challenges.
Again, I think we have answered this. However, this is
Yeah,
again
of course.
setting
Yeah.
boundaries. Setting boundaries is the major factor where
Okay.
I have already given the description to that. But it's important again. Repeating also it, because that's the, more percentage of challenges that's coming is the how to inculcate this, technology challenges.
That's great. Is it important parents to respect kids?
100% yes. And yes, it is mutual.
Okay.
It is completely mutual. Yeah. The way as they are our mirror, the way we behave them, they will behave us back. And to the world as well.
Really great interaction with you, Tapaswinee. I've learned a few words that aware and unaware, the healing journey. It is a mutual respect, communication, trust. These are the words which is more related to my professional and also personal life. Thank you. It was a wonderful time and a great interaction with you. And anybody have a question related to inner child healing and parenting, you can ask.
Thank you, Mr. Kaleeswaran. Thank you, Ms. Tapaswinee, for sharing wonderful insights and giving a better understanding about parenting. Because, parenting for sure, I believe, has really changed over, last couple of decades. The kind of parenting we had and now the kind of parenting which is happening, there's a drastic difference. Okay. And as the new dynamics has evolved, we really need to be more cautious toward how we deal with our children. So that's the reason it is rightly told by you that know the laws of parenting. Okay, so there are no laws as such of the parenting. My child, my parenting, rightly told, because it may not happen the way I treat my child, the same way you need to train or treat your child. And a lot of things are happening around. I mean, recently last week we had there is one girl, 13 years old girl. She committed suicide. She was going to the school on day one, and from the bus stop she went to the 14th floor of the building and she jumped up there. Nobody knows why, what's wrong. She had an elder brother also. So I mean, there's a lot of questions in my mind that we need to understand that what goes inside the children, right? And we need to understand our child better. So yes, thank you so much for putting in a lot of insights, and it will definitely help me also to change my way of treating my child in a better way. So thanks, Ms. Tapaswinee. Now I open the forum for a quick question. So there could be in quick 2-3 questions to our guest today. So over to you, all the people. You can unmute yourself and ask quick question to Ms. Tapaswinee.
I had a question for ma'am actually, Rashmi or actually, I have heard a lot about the inner child concept. Does inner child also create challenges for us while we deal with other people and also while we deal with our child? I don't know. I mean, I've heard a lot about it. That's why I'm asking.
Keep the curiosity alive. I'll be conducting it soon. That's what I just wanted to, being gratitude to this community that you people have invited me and given me a chance to, speak out about my, the baby that which I have given birth. I just wanted to show my baby also in the meanwhile, which is like I say, this is my third baby. Okay. And what it says is, for this group, I wanted to give my foundation course completely free. So I'm going to share a group link, probably just spend 1 hour, 1.5 hour maximum time to just to understand whether that's going to help you to explore your parenting and your own self. Understand your own self first before you understand your child. That's how I would say. That's what I want. Being a gratitude to this community, I just wanted to give that foundation course as in free. So I'll share with you one of the group link. Whoever would like to know more about it and wanted to see whether you wanted to proceed forward, but foundation at least attend it when it is free. I would request you all.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So keep the curiosity alive meanwhile. Because that's not a small topic, dear Rashmi. Okay. So that's very depth. Yes.
Yeah,
to all your whatever the questions you asked, you will get to know. And the challenges are I would say anonymous. It's a lot of challenges you would be able to explore in this journey completely. So 1 day, 1.5 hours spending time like what we are sharing just now in the same way would be work for you. I would make sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I'm sharing one of the group link. Whoever wanted to know more about the inner child thing, just join this group. I hope this would be helpful for you to get the basic of that. If not, just stay in that group, and I keep on posting many lovely insights. Also, that also helps a lot to stay tuned in the thing, right? So I welcome you all to get inside the inner child part. And of course, parenting is the base of it. Parenting is the base of it. So we will understand how ourselves we had been upbringing, what is the challenges we are facing. Slowly and gradually we will go, because it's something that we pass on all the time. Energy, this is energy field, and in the energy field we are working. So there is again a high level. Let's speak in that forum only.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
I would love to have more answers who are having questions. And for you, I would love to have you inside the foundation course.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Hi, myself, Paul Raj here. Actually, I'm in the bus. Okay, anyway, I will ask the question.
Yeah, please go ahead,
Yeah.
Paul.
Inside me, there is a lot of grudges, lots of problem, lots of enmity. I'm not able to forgive others. But in the same scenario, in my office, there is some bad day. If I get into the home, the child also doing some mistake. I shout at the child. By shouting them, they feel that uncomfortable during their day, in a bad day. After some time, they keep in the mind always. So if daddy is Saturday, Sunday means daddy is a good day, good daddy, like aware and unaware. Okay. Rest of the day is very busy. So how to clear my wounds inside so that I will be comfortable with the child?
Actually, this is the work of inner child healing. This is the work of inner child. Paul, request you to, attend that foundation course. You will get many answers to that. Means what you are asking right now, 60 to 80% answers surely in one session you will get it.
I will. Definitely I will.
Sure. Yes, Giri, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Because parenting is so nowadays very challenge for even one child, single child, or whatever the children's. But the topic itself giving me so many insights. There is no law of parenting. But you are tested with the KNOW, but it has started with no. It's a really it's awesome for this wonderful this topic. The key takeaways is first you told about the holistic parenting approach, and then each and every parent should approach with the child with the unconditional love. And the third one is I am feeling my child is my mirror. This answer itself, they are reflecting us only. So,
Absolutely.
and also you told about the embrace the traditional modernity from the world. And then traditional, it's our deep-rooted connection. It's completely with our family. But what is my question is today, my child is mirror means I have to accept each and everything. It is because she is reflecting from us only. So can you please brief me something more than that?
In that itself, I have said that, you know, the anger, sometimes, have you seen the child getting angry?
Yes.
Okay. So what we say, being a child, what's your problem? Why are you getting angry? What's your problem? तुम तो बस छोटे बच्चे हो, is it? So however, in such sentence, let's go back a little bit, reflect back to the life of the child. How many times the child is being heard with such kind of sentences and that kind of louder voices from his own or her own parents? As I think it Paul was exactly saying that when I'm going to office, I'm having the bad day, dash, 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 dash. Okay. And now when I go back to home and my child does a small thing, small little thing, what I'll do, I'll shout on my child. What are you doing? Don't you think so? Don't you have the mannerism to do it? Any sentences, doesn't matter that sentence, but that speech that you use it, that tonality that you use it, that has been adopted by the child. And when it times comes, the child will reflect back. Exactly. And what happens over here? Paul's mirror is the Paul's child. And on that scenario, when Paul will say over here, let's say, Paul, please don't take it personally. This is just an example. I got an opportunity to give your example. Hope you don't mind. Okay. So in such scenario, Paul will say that my child is getting angry. My child is not listening to me. My child is not, trusting me, because the anger, when the child will hear the anger, the child will no more comfortable with you, and slowly and gradually hiding the things from you, and many more challenges comes together. So this is just small example at the instant where Paul was explaining exactly.
Absolutely. Only believing the mother's word, not believing me. So need to change myself. Yeah. Good input.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Next, Vaishnavi.
So we have Miss Vasvi.
Yeah, Bashvi, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. I should thank you for taking up insights of the modern day issues about parenting. But touchwood, I have been blessed with a good kid. But I now see we stay in a society where we have different kinds of parenting styles and children. So my only issue at times when I see a sudden change in his attitude. Sudden change. I mean, it's like he never behaves that way, but it is a sudden change. I mean, he might have learned it out. When he goes out to play.
Got it, huh?
So how do I overcome that? I usually tend to, tell him ki what is correct and wrong, but still at times it is. I I don't know how to get out, get help him with. Hope you got my point.
Yeah, I got your point, Vasavi. Point is, in such cases, what is the age of your child?
He's 9 years now.
Okay, he's 9 years. Let me tell you, Vasavi, okay? Listen to me carefully. Even I have an 8-year child. So these are the 3 phases in our life it comes. 0 to 7 is one phase that's gone now for your child. Now next 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 10 to 12, and then 12 to 14. These are the 3 phases your child will completely keep on changing. Be ready to see a new child. Be ready to read your child every 2 years. Because the child would be having by now, you were the world for the child. Now on, the world is the world for the child. Now the child will start selecting, picking friends and anyone and everyone the child likes to, not from the parental view, from the child's own view. What the child thinks this is right for me. And here, being a parent, what we can do is what is right, what is not in a good way, just to keep on telling in a polite way to the child. As you said, your parenting is you really, I'm really glad to have such strong word from a parent, and stay blessed with more and more, I would say. However, here the part we can do is keep telling what is your expectation, boundaries of yours. Put the boundaries and keep telling with all your love. That's the only part you can do it.
Yeah,
Send
that
all
has
your
been
love.
working actually. That has
Absolutely.
been working, but a simple example is usually he has a habit of respecting elders with the namaste, giving them water, and all this. He had learnt it. So at times, all of a sudden, he's suddenly harsh with them. So I was surprised to see such kind of thing. Yes, I might be like he's into his preteens, so that is the change is what I was thinking. But I was taken off with the way he has behaved, so I was a bit worried. So yeah, hopefully
And
yes.
just to know yourself the more. Okay. Just attend one foundation program of inner child. I know you are best at the parent. No parent is the, in this world can, I would say, unresourceful parent or something. So we all work out of the resources, all the resources we do have. However, when we face still these small challenges in your life, you'll get the answer to yourself, because when that time, what you'll be doing, you'll be first analyzing yourself. When you analyze yourself slowly and gradually, you will start analyzing what you have done in your parenting to your child also. Maybe this will, a little bit of foundation will give you a reflection towards it. So stay curious to know yourself more to get in.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Mercy.
Hi, good evening. Thank you to
Good evening, buddy.
give this opportunity. Okay, especially thanks to my friend Kaleeswaran. Okay, I'm working for so many children and especially adolescents. In monthly, I'm reaching more than 500 teachers, academic background teachers. Even though today also I had one session with the government teachers in Salem, in Tamil Nadu state. They had one question in front of me. They submitted one question. In the next session, I have to clarify them about that. When they reaching their children's, While in the school time, they are not only in the school time, always nowadays the children are very hyper, very opposite. Even though myself also. Okay. Later I will ask about in the next sessions I will ask about myself. Now I want the clearance about the children's. The teachers are asking, the students are always behaving in the opposite one. Some children are very hype, some children are very calm. Very calm. Is that an inner child problem? They are asking first question. If the children is behaving very hyper, very attitudinal, like that means how to address their inner child issues, how to uh, inform the parents or address their parents to take over them for the further follow up or like that. The first question is how to address if they are having a inner child issues, so that they are behaving like this. If yes means how to address their children and their parents. This is what the teachers asking the questions.
I wanted to tell you this, Mercy. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's say there is a tree that you have, planted. That is a sapling that you have planted. And that sapling is not growing properly.
Yeah.
Okay. Whose fault is it? The way you want that sapling is not flourishing. This is that sapling. And somehow this is a outdoor maybe sapling, but I kept it indoor, or I gave a soil of maybe, the rough soil over here. And I expect this sapling to grow properly. Okay. Now, point over here is the first thing is it's all about their parenting.
Okay.
It's all about their parenting. Number one. Number two, kids won't be treated. Counseling works for, the outer layer only. Counseling, when we do for the kids, because we would be till the child is not, 18 plus age group, and they are not ready to know. And it's like, the inner child is all about your past parenting. And when you start blaming your parent, a attitudinal child obviously start blaming their parent. And so that's what the inner child is not for that child also. Of course, the problem is inner child, but at the right time, not before time. Hope you got my answer. The anger, the rage, that attitude, that, that it may be that behind the anger and rage, there is a fear also. We don't know that, which is riding that child being attitudinal. The perfectionism is the key, where there is a, when the child, you see a child is very perfect from the outside. The shame is that energy which would be riding that person, whether that child or an adult. Likewise, behind the anger, what will you do? When we are in fear, we think, let me shout out, or let me show some kind of attitude so that people will not ask. There was a movie also in some, kind of some memory thing. It was a very great movie. In fact, I don't have the name right now, but the parent was training the child to speak English. Okay, when you don't know something, you just have to say this couple of lines with a loud voice. Okay, just be allowed to say this. You some dash dash dash. You don't know anything. Something like that. What does that mean? The child is fearful from inside, and the child does not have words to speak out. The child is with a louder voice. She just wants to shut down the outer world. Okay, so for them right now, inner child is not that thing. Yes, they can go through counseling, but barely it will work as per my experience, what I'm saying. Slowly and gradually, you will see the shift when the parents will have the counseling and they will start having the changes in their behavior, and slowly and gradually that gets transferred to the child. Of course, this will work. This is a slow process, however, workable process. But we don't prefer inner child for kids.
Yes. Of course. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Ms. Tapaswinee, for answering all the questions. And I believe everybody has been benefited of what she has explained. So I believe if you rest of the people here, if you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box, or you can also connect with her on her LinkedIn. Mr. Arul has already shared her LinkedIn profile on the chat box, so people can connect her and have quick, connect with her as well. As we are also already reaching our time at 7:30, so we'll not take much of the time. So here I would like to invite Ms. Rashmi for vote of thanks, and would also invite Mr. Arul Prakash to have our networking meet. So Tapaswini ji, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful understanding on the parenting, and thanks for sharing the insights. Thank you so much, and thank you everyone. So before we go off, I would like to invite Ms. Rashmi for the vote of thanks, and then Arul, you can give a formal thanking video. Thank you.
Hey Pankaj, thank you so much. And I truly love the insight and the concise discussion given by both the guests, Mrs. Tapaswinee Choudhary and the panel discussion leader, Kaleeswaran Kamaraj. And thank you, Pankaj, for moderating the entire show. What I liked about it right from the beginning, I liked the phonological ambiguity word, and I tried to understand what it is, and I googled it and I got some things from the net which I posted in the chat. I like the point of active listening to the child while communicating with your child, along with the factor of trust that you build with your child. Also, it all begins with counseling the parent and then the counseling to the child. I also came to know about what's aware and what's unaware parent. It's nothing good or bad parent. It's always an aware and unaware parent. Also, I'm curious to know about the inner child concept. So thank you, ma'am. It was a very enlightening discussion and very interesting. I have already joined the chat group that you've sent in the chat box. Before me sharing about the next week episode, let me quickly share again the purpose of the community. For the visitors who are attending for the first time, Leaders Connect 360 is a hybrid model leadership community where every last Wednesday of the month from 6:30 to 7:15, we invite an author to suggest some solutions from their book for our real-time leadership challenges, like the experience that we today shared from our author, Mrs. Tapaswinee Choudhary. Kindly follow our social media platforms to get updated. It's very simple to join our community. Do click on the social media links mentioned in the chat. It gives me immense pleasure to thank our author of the month, Mrs. Tapaswinee Choudhary, and panel discussion leader, Mr. Kaleeswaran Kamaraj, for spending your valuable time in sharing their experience and insights. Thank you so much. Guests and others in the house, kindly accept our gesture of thanking through a medium of thanking video. We request new members and visitors to stay tuned till the end as we give an opportunity to introduce ourselves, which will help us network better. Thank you, Mrs. Tapaswinee Choudhary. It was great to have you on our show today.
Pleasure that you guys thought of, I'm eligible to serve myself, and really grateful the kind of, output that I'm getting. And thank you so much. I want to do special thanks to Pooja Parmi, who was the author of the month last month, and Alugu, who is also a connected friend of ours. So these people are the contributor to this program. So thank you so much, both of you guys, and you, Pankaj, Rashmi, and Kaleeswaran, everybody, single to one.
We want you again on our show.
Of course, I'm there. With my next book, of course.
Okay, great.
Yeah, surely. Also, any other program that I can contribute, of course, I would be there.
Yes,
Let
sure.
me know. Thank you so much, Rashmi.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tapaswinee. Thank you, Ms. Rashmi.
Thank you so much, Pankaj. It's grateful to have.
Thank you so
Thank
much. So, over to Arul. Can we have the thank you video, please? And then you can take the networking form. Thank you so much. Thank you, Arul. Thank you, Tapaswinee ji. Thank you, Rashmi ji.